Greetings, Life Pathers. How are you? I hope that this video finds you well. We are going to be digging into another Life Path number video, Your Calling, Hidden in Numerology. Created and narrated by me, Rafiki Simone. Let's get to it. So this one is an interesting one. Life Path number 3, the community gatherer. You are responsible for some really beautiful stuff, and we're getting ready to see what it is. You probably have already been unknowingly operating in your gifts, and hopefully this is a confirmation for you. Life path number 3. All right, so some of the keywords for life path number 3 are going to be self-expression, extrovert, social, attentive, togetherness, charming, challenging, dedicated, networker, and researcher. Now, researcher comes from your knack of being in an extroverted setting, being social, using your social skills. Sometimes you pick up new information by talking with people. That's a lot of the times how you get turned on to new things, and you become the plug by being plugged in. And so you're like the elbow in the you're the knot that ties two ropes together, right? So when someone gives you information, your spidey senses starts to tingle, and you usually look it up on your phone, or you start asking around or whatever. But you kind of like get yourself acquainted with what you've learned. You don't get well versed in everything that you hear, but you do have a tendency to get versed in it just enough to be able to dabble in it yourself. I think that's really beautiful way to adapt to the modern world, and then you become a source. If it's something that really interests you, you find yourself diving into it even deeper, and then you end up expanding from there. So you become the plug by being plugged in. That's what I thought was interesting with Life Path 3. All right, next slide. All right, life path number 3. Remember that your mission, or the what of your life path number, deals heavily with being able to lead yourself and others by way of action. Life Path 3's mission is to gather the community together. You are the one who sends out the invitations to the cosmic party by hand via writing on your unicorn. Yes, you like to do things your way. It's always going to be interesting, intricate, and detailed. Also, keep in mind that your number 3 is a sharp number, which is an odd number, which also means sharp. It's not smooth, it's a sharp number. So you make impacts that wows people. And sometimes people think that you can be over the top and dramatic on purpose, but the truth is that's really just you. You find an unconventional way to be extremely extrovert and communicative, all while staying true to yourself. And I think that's a beautiful way to be. And we're gonna set you on the right track if you are a person who is a life path number 3 that has trouble being extroverted, social, or operating in some of the keywords. We're going to get into that, how you balance yourself, recalibrate, and get back on track, okay? But universal energies and ancestors have a way of making you cross paths with specific people at a specific time for this reason. You really will do well in certain types of jobs, and I did list some, but one job that I did not have listed, and I'm going to say it before I even get to that place, is uh, music management. Music management. You would be a really good manager but out on the field. You do really well in social settings, right? Be sure to always acknowledge your intuitive hunch of who goes where. You know how to place people in what position they need to be placed in. You have amazing placement skills. However, be aware on be aware of taking on too much. Remember to utilize the help God is giving you. Delegate power. So, it's easy for you to put together a team, but remember, you can't do it all by yourself. Remember to delegate power within that team. Okay? Next slide. All right, life path 3. Now we're going to get into your purpose. Remember, the purpose adds to the mission. So the purpose carries why you do what you do, why you are called to carry out that specific mission. So life path number 3, why are you called to be the community gatherer, right? Your purpose is going to help you keep focused on why you should persevere during hardships. Not everyone can rally a crowd, okay? Since you seem to be the one who can, using your gifts of gab, charm, and wit can soften up even the hardest of hearts. When you are in your power, you know what it takes to not only gather the community together, but also what it takes to move as a unit. So you know, like, not only to get them together, but then the aftermath of getting them together. So the why you're the community gatherer is because you are here to help heal, you are here to help expand, and you are here to help upgrade the way the collective consciousness communicates with one another. This is one of the most biggest things that you can be gifted. Life path number 3. Communication is extremely important in the age of Aquarius. This is heavy on the Mercurian energy, right? But also when things have Uranus energy, when things are falling apart, when things are upheaval, you have to use your intuition and your own inner balance to calm the storm and keep things from falling apart. And if they do fall apart, you always, like a cat, you always land on your feet. You know how to gather things back together again. Okay? Because remember, you are the community gatherer. You gather, honey. Whether you're gathering your bag, whether you're gathering up the plates, whether you are doing whatever, you are the gatherer, darling. So just make sure that you have that in mind. You help the collective consciousness communicate with one another. You help us, the masses, communicate better. When you are balanced, you help the community. You add to the healing, the expansion, and the upgrading of conscious communication. You are the cosmic helper of communication. You make it easier, more enjoyable, you make it more fun, you make it intriguing, and you make it just overall better. You help to create a plush padding by personally learning how to communicate yourself to the world with balance. Please forgive my background noise. I don't have an exclusive space that I can do this, so please charge it to my head and not my heart. And forgive me in advance, please. All right, next slide. All right, life path number 3, people. Your potential careers are extremely beautiful. I thought it was beautiful when I was putting this together. Public relations, right? Artist, but also teacher of the arts, right? I don't care if you're teaching painting, singing, piano lessons, dancing, whatever. Something you like to move. Remember, you are a sharp number. You are the first sharp number in numerology to have more than one point. Okay, so 1 is a point by itself. It is actually round and sharp by itself. Okay, um, 3 is 3 points. So what you get is a point up, a point down, a point to the side. This is your typical triangle, right? So remember, when you move, you're moving to make a point. You're moving to make an impact. You don't leave things the same way that you find it. You always leave it differently. You always are doing something and you like movement. So anything that for you to teach that gets you moving with your hands, your mouth, your feet, you like creativity at its finest. Also, wedding planner, project management, or management of any sorts that causes you to have to get out into the field, hands on with people, right? A consultant of any kind, an assistant of any kind. I have 2 asterisks by this word, which says mascot. Now, I'm going to explain why I put this up here. Believe it or not, you have the energy of being a mascot. Like, for example, Walt Disney World playing Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Pluto, um, Daffy. I think I said Daffy. but you have the energy to be able to go walk into a room and pep it up almost instantaneously, especially when you're balanced and you've taken care of yourself before you take care of anyone else. So what you find here is you have the ability to be a sports mascot. I know that sounds weird for a potential career, but just hear me out. You have that ability to take that on and actually make it work. Okay. Also, putting on an actual outfit will actually help shield your energy. So at the same time, you're able to step into your authentic self. For some of you who are more of the introverted versions of number three, if you wanted, like, you could probably manifest this kind of job to help you get up out of your skin more, right? Because it's an extra layer. It's literally an extra layer, a physical extra layer that will help the inner you come out, right? So if you have problems with telling someone no, they wouldn't be able to see who that is telling them no, right? So you can always utilize those times, like Halloween. If you're a person who likes to dress up for Halloween, how do you feel? That's a form of shape shifting, right? So how do you feel? Don't you feel like a different person when you put on an outfit and you put on your makeup, your costumes, and or even if you are a woman or anyone who likes to wear makeup every now and then, don't you feel different when you shape shift? You feel different when you come out of your ordinary and you go into something that you don't do every day. That's because you're putting on another persona. There's nothing wrong with putting on another persona as long as you're staying true to yourself. But just think about it. Being a mascot as a potential career actually has its benefits for you. Number three, okay? Last but definitely not least, a field journalist. Journalism, news broadcaster, but being out there again in the field. Beautiful points of potential careers. Let's go to the next slide. All right, life path number three. Here's your help center. While you possess beautiful extroverted qualities, your goal is to make sure you don't burn yourself out by putting others' wants and needs before your own. Because of your social nature, people will tend to pull you into them and pull on you because your charm makes them comfortable with themselves. Okay, so be sure to pull back when needed. Don't give too much of yourself, especially all at once. When you're in your element of socializing, you will tend to do that without even you knowing it, because that's just how you're made, you're created. But you want to make sure that you pace yourself, okay? You would do well by resetting yourself in nature with box breathing. There's a technique called box breathing. I suggest you look it up. Or if you feel like box breathing is not for you, whatever type of breathing meditations that suits you best is something that you want to focus on, because your breath is what you want to utilize to center you, okay? Your goal is to retreat after a day's work to connect with the way you breathe, okay? Earth mixed with air is your attention center for elements. Okay, so it's best to find yourself merging air and earth together to zen yourself back to your center. All right, and of course, as I always will tell y'all, that the root chakra is going to be listed for every life path number. Okay, your specific chakras, though, however, to really hone and harness into is the heart chakra along with the crown chakra. Okay, that's going to be your focal point of care. Keeping these chakras clean includes avoiding people pleasing, okay, because this can pull you into being inauthentic to yourself and to others. All right. And overall, life path number three, any physical activity that you choose to uplift your spirits is going to help also recenter and rekindle the fires within. Okay. Let's go to the last slide. All right, life path number three. I hope that you enjoyed your video. We are now at the closing statements slide, which is the last slide. Please feel free to conversate in the comment section of this video. If you are a life path number three, or you know someone who's a life path number three, drop in the comment section below, what do you like to do on your leisure time, and what do you do for work, or what would be your dream job, right? Or you can even share other life path threeers that you admire, or just any ones that you may find interesting. How about that? For any cross watchers, why don't you go ahead and put your sentiments below? How do you get along with a life path number 3 person? Have you looked up any other qualities and characteristics about life path number 3 that you like or don't like? Put everything in the comment section below. Y'all know I love multi-log, not dialogue, but multi-log. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Number 4, you're up.